Hut Champs is back in NHL 25, and in this video, I'm going to walk you through everything you need to know about how Hut Champs is going to work in NHL 25. We're also going to break down the new Team of the Wallet and new Play of the Year cards. Let's take a look. All right, all of you sweats, Hut Champs is finally back, and it is featuring guaranteed player rewards, as my man, Patrick Marleau, at 84 overall, will be the 10-win reward, meaning that for anyone that can get 10 wins in Champs this week, out of 20 total games, you will be guaranteed 84 Patrick Marleau. Now, if you can get to the top 100, you will get an 85 overall version, a little bit more of a flex. I'm going to give my thoughts on Hut Champs and what I think they're trying to do. Again, this kind of just hammers home the lack of communication, I think, because obviously, for any of you hardcore players that grind Champs as your main mode, the rest of the rewards were a pretty big letdown. Now, for anyone wondering, maybe you aren't an avid Hut Champs player, but once Hut Champs began at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, you should have received your qualification if you had hit the amount of Hut Champs points required, which is 2,000 to get a collectible. The collectible would have gone to your inbox. It is simply a qualification. You can't do anything with it other than access Hut Champs, so you could just send it to your collection. And then after you've gotten your Hut Champs collectible, you can go ahead and hit Hut Champs. Now, as you can see, nothing has really changed from prior years. You've got 20 total games to get as many wins as possible. That's all that matters, is just the total amount of wins. Here is where I think the real issues begin, and that is that there are new packs listed here. For example, if you can be the best player or the Hut champion for this week and get rank 1, you will get the 85 overall Patrick Marleau, a Hut Champs Victory Pack, and a Hut Champs Prestige Pack. What those are? No idea. We've got to wait and find out. But again, what I was reiterating earlier about the lack of communication, why not just explain what's in those packs with a blog post or something in-game? It'd solve a lot of confusion. And then as you go down the ranks, there are various packs that go with, again, if you're in the top 100, the 85 Patrick Marleau. Now, one of the big takeaways early is that if you get rank 51 to 100, all you get is that Patrick Marleau card at 85 overall. And while in my opinion, I think he is a great card, the fact that you don't get a shot at anything else has a lot of the competitive community kind of up in arms. And I gotta be honest with you, I agree. I think Hut Champs is the only mode in which the 1% should be listened to above all else, because Hut Champs is legitimately for the best of the best. That is what the mode is designed for. The casual player or the average player, while it offers some good rewards throughout, and we're gonna get to that in a second, it's not specifically for those players. It is for the hardcore. Now, if you can get to 15 wins, you will get the Patrick Marleau at 84 overall, as well as a Hut Champs Epic Pack and a Hut Champs Mini Pack. What those are, good luck guessing. And then as we go further and further down, you will just get various amounts of rewards, as well as coins, 2,000 for whatever reason. I'm hoping that's an error, and that's 2,000 Hut Champs points. That would be kind of cool, so that you don't have to then re-qualify. If you get to 10 wins, you should just get Hut Champs accessed to you next week. I don't know why you have to re-qualify. Now, for the majority of the player base that can't get 10 wins, I gotta be honest with you, it is going to be much more difficult than some players are used to, because everyone is going all out. However, at 9 wins, you get a Hut Champs Mega Pack, and it does look like these are all tradable. So as you can see, you can get a ton of different packs here. And they must have some decent value, because if you look at the rank 11 to 20 win, you get the Marleau as well as a Hut Champs Prime Pack. And I mean, at 3 wins, you get that same pack, just obviously no Patrick Marleau. So regardless of your skill level, you should try, if you have been able to qualify for Hut Champs, to just play it out. Again, if you get down by a couple goals and you're getting smoked, you can quit. There's no problem with that. But as you can see, even if you get to like 5 wins, any tradable pack at this stage of the game, given EA's reward structure, is worth trying in my opinion. But it is not going to be for everyone, I can guarantee that. Now, there were some updates that, again, weren't really announced anywhere, and again, these things should have been solved beforehand, but the weekly competitive objectives, notice how it says rivals or squad battles on semi-pro or higher. The issue here is that you need 30 wins. And if, again, the idea is you can play Hut the way you want, any mode, which is what has been the best thing that has come out of the new content structures, that you can just play any way you want for the most part. Hut Champs wasn't included when the thing went live, meaning that you played out your Hut Champs games, but then you had to go and win 30 more games in Rivals if you are an online player, which again, if you are an avid Rivals player, the better player you are, the harder your games are, meaning that, you know, it's designed to make you go 500. You're looking at like 50 games minimum, and that's if you went 30-0 in Rivals. So it does look like your Hut Champs wins will now count towards the weekly competitive. We were able to get that fixed by EA. So while it doesn't say it here, you should be getting them when you are playing Hut Champs. The other update is that it does look like you are going to earn XP as well. When it first went live, you were not earning XP. If it doesn't show it after the game, again, this is like a hot fix that they did once the community said, what are we doing here? It should still add to your total, so just keep that in mind. Look for it. You should be getting XP while playing Hut Champs, which in my opinion is 100% how it should be. And again, it is the hardest game mode. Now let's take a look at that Patrick Marleau card you can earn at 10 wins. He's 6'2", 215. He's got two-way forward, which is one of the better synergies for centerman, at least. He is listed as a left-handed winger. However, he's got 81 faceoffs with two-way forward activated. That's passable. He's also big, and he's got 90 speed, 88 excel, 87 agility, a good shot in the mid to high 80s. Deking only at 83 and body checking at 81 isn't elite, but given his size, his speed, the fact that Silver Wheels only cost 1 ability point, this is a great card. So if you are able to get to 10 wins, 100%, this should be a focus of yours. There are a few cards that you're going to get for free that are going to offer what this Patrick Marleau card does. It is definitely something you should chase after. Not only that, is he can play center, so you can have a winger or a center given your lineup. Here is my issue, and again, I'm a firm believer, I always have been, that Hut Champs at the high end for the top 100 rewards should offer some of the best rewards in the game because it is the most difficult. It is, again, meant for the best of the best. This Patrick Marleau card that is 85 overall, while his zone ability goes up from silver to gold, so does the ability cost, and his skating doesn't increase. Like, this is not a significantly more impressive card than getting 10 wins and getting an 84 overall. Like, I saw a fantastic meme on Reddit. If you get 51 to 100 and you only get this Patrick Marleau card, you're better off getting 15 wins. Again, fantastic work by the NHL community sometimes. In my opinion, how to fix this, make his gold ability cost 0 ability points. There's only 100 out there. It is a flex card. You earned it by being the best of the best. If there isn't going to be a significant attribute increase, make the ability cost 0, and now we're talking. Now, I went through and I watched all of the feedback on Reddit, social media, all of it, and obviously the lack of packs and the ability to get packs is just becoming more and more of a forefront issue, that it is a significant change in EA's structure and how they release content. Obviously, it's a pretty big letdown that we don't get a substantial amount of packs, because packs is hope. You know, if you are a no money spent player, that pack dump, even if they are far less valuable in terms of the individual cards you pull. A 75 is worth more than what an 83 was at launch last year, for example. But it is simply just the dopamine kick that we get from getting hope. You could get 2 wins in Hut Champs, but you got some packs, and at least you had some hope of pulling something. With the significant reduction in packs, there just isn't a lot of that, and it just kind of keeps things on rails. We're chasing after Patrick Marleau, so a lot of people are going to have Patrick Marleau. A lot of the good cards like that new 84 Jonathan Drouin that's account bound, a lot of people are going to have Jonathan Drouin. And while you have the most coins you've ever had, because the chase cards are impossible to get, so we ignore them, and you should have some flexibility on what cards to go after, the ones that we can earn are all the exact same. Why isn't there a choice pack for the Hut Champs player item? Again, variety. We want that. That being said, we don't know what these packs are. The Hut Champs Prestige pack, I can't even begin to guess what's in there. So, what I would say is that if that pack contains 20, 80 and above player items, that's a 200,000 coin pack. Now, do I think that that's what that includes? No. That would be an ultimate pack last year. I don't think ultimate packs exist anymore. But we have to take into account what the value of every card is. If we got a pack that was 15, 75 and above player items that was tradable, that's so many coins and so much value that it's just thought of differently in this year from prior games. I understand the doom and gloom. I'm just trying to give some reasoning of hope. I don't have a lot of it, but again, a simple blog post or explainer of what's in those packs would have made this just so much better. Lastly, for all of the newer players to Hut Champs, like I said, there's probably going to be a lot of you, the most that there's ever been, because you had the most amount of time to get Hut Champs points. You earn Hut Champs points via Rivals. Again, in kind of classic EA fashion here, the countdown on the current live season is 6 days, 7 hours at the time of this recording, which would have this ending, well, around Wednesday at 5 p.m. But if you look at the text above it, it says that it ends on Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That would be 9 p.m. Eastern time. Oh, and then lastly, we have a third time that once you get into Hut Champs shows the countdown of 3 days, 23 hours, 39 minutes, and 26 seconds. I'm going to assume that it's Sunday at midnight Pacific time, but I mean, for anyone new, good luck. Like, that's 3 different times, so you have no idea. So I'm going to assume that it is going to work like prior years. It will run until Sunday at midnight Pacific time. Now on to Line of the Week, as we got 6 new Team of the Week items featuring the 85 Connor Bedard. So taking a look at those 82 overall player items, number 1, we've got the 82 Anthony Stolar, 6'6", 243, and if you are a Leafs fan or have been watching a lot of Leafs games, he is just a mammoth in net. Now, I will point out, bigger goaltenders are always going to be better. Something I have noticed early on, though, however, is that the speed stat is just so insanely important for goaltenders this year. All of the best that I have seen have been big with a higher speed rating. 81, I would consider on the lower end, but nonetheless, if you're a Leafs fan, this is your best option. I take that back. Hildeby is probably his silver card. I don't know. It's good. Next, we've got Rasmus Andersson from the Calgary Flames. He's got two-way defenseman. At 6'1", 202, the right-hander has 86 speed, 85 excel, and 86 agility, which is pretty good. And he gets his defensive awareness up to 87, as well as his stick checking at 88. I haven't talked about this a lot, but the stick checking stat determines how fast your player, when you hit R1, will actually make his motion to stick check. It will also determine how accurate it is as well. So it is a very important attribute as well. 83 body checking is nice. This is a, again, very usable right-handed defenseman. His teammate, my goodness, is it good to see life out of Jonathan Huberdeau. 6'1", 200 with playmaking forward, 86 speed, 85 excel, and 90 agility. Again, not bad. Low to mid 80s shooting. He does have 89 deking, but pretty low offensive awareness at only 84, and that's with playmaking forward activated. He is a pure winger. Not gonna lie, little underwhelming when it comes to this Jonathan Huberdeau card. Barrett Hayton, as Utah starts their revenge tour. 6'1", 207. With two-way forward, he gets 84 speed, 83 excel, and 85 agility. Low 80s shooting, low 80s hand stats. I don't even know how this card, in terms of attributes, when you add them all up, would even get to what Rasmus Andersson ended up with, but pretty underwhelming, in my opinion. And then the last of the 82 overalls, St. Louis's Philip Broberg. 6'4", 212, two-way defenseman, 86 speed, 85 excel, and 86 agility, so everyone's right around there. At 6'4", he's got a substantial reach. His defensive awareness is only 84. Not damning, however, but this is a really underrated left-handed defenseman card. Like, not bad at all, and definitely would be the card that I would choose out of the B&D choice pack. Just kidding, because for whatever reason, they didn't give us an 82 overall B&D choice pack like they did in week 1. Lastly, we've got the 84 Connor Bedard, 5'10", 185 with sniper forward and gold, Make It Snappy. Now, again, I don't think Make It Snappy has the same impact as it had in NHL 24. That being said, this card should be a weapon. Take a look at his wrist shot power and accuracy. Now, I'll say this, early on in the game, goalie attributes are low. Like, if you have an 82 overall goaltender in net, his attributes are not going to be very high. This is when having a player that has an outlier shot is going to matter. So he should be able to pick apart goaltenders upstairs, as well as low far side, things like that. He's got 86 speed, 86 acceleration, which isn't crazy, especially considering he's only 5'10", but he's got 93 agility, which means he's going to be able to make his cuts really, really nicely. 81 faceoffs is nice. Body checking and defensively, it's a liability, but at deking at 92 and his wrist shot power and accuracy at 95, this is a nasty card. Like, if I would rather try this or Fantilli from last week, this by a mile. However, like I mentioned, there is no 82 overall choice pack, which makes 0 sense to me because they were account bound, meaning that it had no impact on the market at all. It was literally just players that we could use in our lineup. But hey, here we are. Team of the week. The objective list is, again, very easy to complete by just playing the game. You don't really have to go out of your way. You can just play rivals as well as champs and get it done with one player in your lineup from Team of the Week. The issue here, we don't get a free Team of the Week item, but if you had week 1's Bowen Byram, for example, or Justice and Newton, you could use that in your lineup and you can complete this no problem. Now, you will get 7 more Team of the Week collectibles, which is important because it does look like you're going to be able to use those all throughout the year. So you can save them for a card which you could actually afford, or if you want to help supplement the cost of making, let's say, Bedard, this is an easy way to do so. You've also got Team of the Week objectives, and they actually have the timer this time because week 1 did not, and I thought, hey, maybe they're just going to add it to the moments list, but no, we've got a whole slew of Team of the Week moments now, and again, you will earn various rewards like coins as well as 75 and above player items, which is pretty nice. Again, those random 75 overall player items add up and again help you with making, let's say, an X Factor captain. And then finally down to the bottom, the final two will give you a Team of the Week collectible. Now, making these cards going to be extremely expensive. If you want the 85 Team of the Week Bedard, you've got to trade in an 82 and above player item from Team of the Week. It can be from this one or the prior one, as well as 380 overall items. That can be anything. If you want to get this 85 Team of the Week Connor Bedard, it will be untradeable, which means that if you had one of the tradable versions from last week, I mean, these are 160K at minimum right now. You need 5 of them. That's 800,000 coins in just these. So I would not go that route. If you had a tradable Team of the Week item that's 82, sell that immediately. Now, making an 82 overall item a little bit easier because you can just trade in 10 Team of the Week collectibles. So if you had the 9 from last week, as well as the 9 you can make from this week, you could almost make 2 for free. And then you can go the other route of trading in various overalls to get different amounts of collectibles, 79 and above player items. 3 of them will net you 3. I would probably save the 79 and above player items, though, however, for the fantasy event. I would wait to see how the new event is going to work before you rush out and make Connor Bedard, unless you are a Chicago Blackhawk fan. That, again, remember, is going to be here all week, so don't rush out and do it. Burn your collection before we see what happens with this event on Friday. Now, celebrating Philip Gustafson's goal, we got the 85 overall Play of the Year edition. He is 6'2", 85 speed with pinpoint shooting boost, as well as Adventurer, which is a all but useless ability in Hockey Ultimate Team, as well as World of Chell, more than likely. Nonetheless, at 85 speed, he might be usable, but if you're a Wild fan, you can go out and grab Philip Gustafson. We've got the Nashville Predators' Chris Mason, who also gets a card for his goal. This is a Theme Team player item. Cam Ward gets an 81. Again, one of the more smaller goaltenders at 6'1", only 81 speed. One of my favorite players of all time, Evgeny Nabokov. I wish he was more usable online, but he gets an 82. As well as Chris Osgood. Again, same kind of situation. If you're online, you're not going to be able to use him. Ron Hextall is probably one of the more usable ones because he's 6'3", but stand-up goaltenders have always had an issue just because you can kind of pick them apart low, far side, or short side even. And then lastly, we've got new wild card cards. Any of the cards that are in the banner for the wild card as well, guys, they are able to be pulled in packs, so you should be able to find that Jesper Bratt, Elias Lindholm, Shinikov, as well as Tuck, Brant Clark, and Riker Evans. They should all be available in the auction house. There is no way to create them. Jesper Bratt specifically is actually pretty interesting at 5'10", 175, a little bit smaller, but he does have 89 speed, 88 excel, and 92 agility with playmaking forward activated. Tape to tape is interesting because I think anywhere outside of the offensive zone, tape to tape is useless. However, because in the offensive zone, it appears there is just no pass assist once you're ripping the puck around, tape to tape might be kind of useful. I don't know. Again, at 2 ability points, that's, 1/3 of your entire AP. I don't know if I'd do that, but this is going to be an impactful card given the rest of the attributes available. Bruins fans could grab Elias Lindholm, who's got pretty good face-offs with 2-way forward activated, as well as close quarters, 87 speed, 86 excel, and 88 agility, mid-shooting, mid-hand stats, but a decent center option. And then Shinikov at 6'1", 204, and sniper forward. This is actually low-key a nasty card at 88 speed, 88 excel, and 87 agility for an 83. He does only have 79 endurance, but the important attributes, he's got pretty good ones for that, so be on the lookout for this card. That's going to do it for the content today. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.